This episode of Eat Drink DFW was recorded before the El Califa de Leon pop-up unexpectedly closed. The very next day, in fact. You can read the full story at dallasnews.com.
Eat Drink DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.
Hello, and welcome to Eat Drink DFW, the podcast from the Dallas Morning News food team. Each week, we take a look at food and drink trends in North Texas, talk about restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth, learn some new recipes, and sometimes even get tips from you, our listeners. I'm Anna Butler, the Dallas Morning News' food editor. This week, we're coming to you live from the Dallas pop-up of the world's only Michelin-starred taco shop. And it's the perfect backdrop for us to talk about what might happen at next week's Michelin Awards. So stick around. That's all coming up right after this.
Central Market is really into food. Like when we say cheese, it's in 12 languages into food. Butchers, bakers, and sushi roll makers into food. We're talking so obsessive about quality you can shop blindfolded into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then let us turn your shopping list into a treasure map. Get inspired, get adventurous, or just get a chef-made dinner when you've got more taste buds than time. No place makes every meal more amazing like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
For the latest food and restaurant news in Dallas-Fort Worth, visit dallasnews.com/food. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so email us at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Today, I'm joined by Sarah Blaskovich, Claire Baller, and Imelda Garcia. We are recording today at the El Califa de Leon pop-up in University Park. El Califa holds a special honor. It's the only Michelin-starred taco shop in the world.
Guys, we are in heaven. I mean, if we can transmit you like the smell, you know, it's all carne asada and tacos and a lot of people, guys. It's crowded here.
Yeah, I think we should set the scene. It's smoky.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Yeah.
And people are so buzzy and loud because some people have been standing outside for hours waiting to get in the door. There's a couple standing right at the door right now carrying their camp chairs,
Yeah.
which I think they were sitting in, and now they've packed them up and they're walking in like it's go time.
I did not have the heart to make eye contact with anyone as I was walking in because they were very kind. They gave us a table to record our podcast, and there were people that had been waiting there for hours.
And I think we're going to get to try these, at least I sure hope so.
Yeah, we are going to get a piece of heaven.
Also, we should note for listeners that right now we are sitting with our backs to full glass where you can see straight into the kitchen. And there's like insane activity happening behind us. All of the meat is being cooked and prepped, and it's really cool to watch.
And El Califa de Leon, as we all know, it's the only Michelin-starred taqueria in the world. And they have a variety of tacos in Mexico City, but here they brought only 3 kinds. Chuleta tacos, it's pork meat. Costilla, it's beef. And the star here is the gaonera taco. This gaonera taco, it's all about the cut of the meat. This is beef, only with lemon and salt, and that's it, guys. It's very simple. It's a humble taco, but it's the star here.
We are waiting for our owner-proprietor of El Califa to come over, Mario, and people want to stop and pose for photos with him like he is a rock star.
He is a rock star.
So, guys, we have here the owner, Mr. Mario Hernandez. Welcome. Welcome, Don Mario.
Muchas gracias.
So I'm going to translate from Spanish. So, Mario, did you expect this kind of attendance here?
La verdad que no, es emocionante para uno tener tantos seguidores, como bien dices, como rockstar.
He said no, and it's really exciting because it's like, yeah, this is like being a rock star, so it's amazing. How many tacos have you sold?
La verdad no sé decirte, pero hemos tenido mucho éxito. La gente ha respondido en grandes cantidades.
He doesn't know how many, but the number is huge, guys. And the people have responded like really, really well to this. So, Don Mario, please tell us, what is the secret of the gaonera taco that is the star here?
No hay ningún secreto. La verdad es que primero hay que tener una gran calidad en la carne. Después, un buen corte.
So there's no secret. The only secret is the quality of the meat, a good cut.
Un buen asado. Asar bien la carne en la plancha, darle un buen término.
You have to grill the meat really, really good and have it like perfect temperature so the meat can be like really, really tender.
Yes, this is the secret.
That's the secret. Tell us about the story of the taqueria and what is it called El Califa de Leon?
La taquería la comenzaron mis señores padres, Juan Hernández González y Josefina Alonso Ruiz. Ellos empezaron con la taquería en 1968.
So his parents started the taqueria in 1968.
Juan Hernández González y Josefina Alonso Ruiz.
His parents were called Juan Hernández and Josefina Alonso. And they both started this business in 1968.
Yes. Tenemos 57 años de funcionamiento ininterrumpido.
They have been in the same place 57 years, opening every day without interruption.
Yes.
Mario, can you tell us what would your advice be to restaurateurs in Texas who may be put on Michelin's list next week?
Yo no soy nadie para dar un consejo. Lo único que creo que puedo ser una inspiración.
I'm nobody to give advice, but the only thing I can say is I can bring inspiration to other people.
Yes. Los sueños se pueden alcanzar.
You can reach your dreams.
Well, we cannot wait to try a bite, and thank you so much for having us to this pop-up.
Thank you very much, Mario.
Sure
Muchas gracias, Mario.
So we are just days away from the 2025 Michelin Awards. It's the second time that we have had Michelin ratings here for restaurants in Dallas-Fort Worth. And so, this felt like a great backdrop for it. But we do want to jog everyone's memories around what happened last year in 2024. And we all have some hopes and dreams for what we actually hope to see with the 2025 awardees, whether those are stars, recommended, or Bib Gourmand. I think we all have something on our bucket list.
I've got my eye on barbecue restaurants. We had a surprising number of Michelin-starred barbecue joints across Texas. None of those were in Dallas-Fort Worth, although some barbecue joints here did get a Michelin recommended honor. And recommended is kind of like a like button from Michelin or like a thumbs up. It's good, but it's not star worthy. So the thing I'll be looking for maybe most at the Michelin ceremony is what happens to Texas barbecue in year 2. Can the great barbecue restaurants keep their star? Can the other restaurants that I think were just as great as the star-worthy barbecue joints, can they earn a star? Or do we chill on barbecue a little bit because there was quite a bit of shine offered in 2024? And was it too much for 2025? Barbecue is important to me, as y'all know, and so I will be really paying attention to that this week.
Since we are in El Califa de Leon in La Taqueria, I really, really hope that we can be the second place with a Michelin-starred taqueria, or any Mexican or Tex-Mex restaurant.
And they definitely did not get Tex-Mex at all. They do not understand it whatsoever. However, we had someone make a salient point to us. I believe it was Drew Stevenson, who was like, well, these are supposed to be restaurants that rise above. And so can anybody spotlight a Tex-Mex restaurant that you're like, that one is a step above all the others? I don't know if I have one in Dallas that I'm like, man, that one's so much better than all the others. We are getting some tacos from Mario right now.
So thank you.
These are piping hot. They're so simply served. We have a corn tortilla, one with steak, one with pork, and then we've got some pieces of lime to go with it.
Guys, I am painfully aware that we are about to bite into large pieces of meat in front of many people watching us do this.
Do we have to try the gallonera first?
I'm going to wait for the salsa.
Ooh, we need the salsa.
I just had one sneaky little bite of the meat while we wait for the salsa, and way good.
You know what we forgot was napkins. I also snuck in for a bite when I saw Claire do it, and then I was like, oh no, what do I do now?
That's what clothes are for.
Guys, the meat is super soft.
And the way that they cut the meat is essentially against the grain, but so thin that you can bite it with your teeth and it still breaks up. So what's interesting is you're eating something that feels as tender as a filet mignon right now, and it just pulls apart, or at least mine did.
I mean, we have to recognize the sound happening in the background of us. That is the pounding of the meat to get it this thin. And it just has yielded an incredibly, incredibly tender bite.
Do we know if they make their own tortillas?
I think they might, because that guy said that he got a whole stack of them. Do you want to bring him over? Okay, what's your name?
I'm Artem. I'm from here.
Okay, so are you a student? What's your deal?
Yeah, I'm an SMU student. I'm a freshman. I'm studying mechanical engineering.
How did you end up here?
Like, my mom sent me an article saying there was a Michelin-starred taqueria from Mexico City opening up down the street. And I was like, Sweet, all right. And my family's really into food, so I knew I had to try, and here I am.
That's awesome. Okay, so we saw that you have a bag of tortillas.
Yeah.
We want to know if you have the inside scoop. Do they make their own tortillas?
No idea. But the Michelin-starred tortillas, they seemed adequately priced, so I bought them. And I'm ready to make some fire quesadillas later with them. I have some chorizo at my house. I'm probably going to buy some cheese from Trader Joe's. And
It sounds like you are not going to have to get away with a quesadilla in the microwave the way I did going to college in North Carolina. So congratulations to you.
No, ma'am.
What did you order?
I ordered all 3.
Nice. Good move.
So we'll see what happens.
Thank you for indulging us.
Thank you.
Okay, while we're eating our tacos, I want to pick back up where we were talking Michelin. So I think that we're not going to see much change in terms of stars here in North Texas. I'm not expecting too much to change with that. But what I am expecting to see is a good number more Bib Gourmands and recommended. What we saw last year was that some of the Bib Gourmands in North Texas were not actually all that affordable.
I'll piggyback off of that. I felt like some of the Bib Gourmands that we got for Dallas especially were restaurants that Michelin really liked, and they're like, this doesn't really get a star, but we really liked it and we want to give it something above recommended, so maybe we can say that you could eat for $50 at Lucia, which people say,
Yeah,
that's probably hard to do.
It's more than that. It's like ludicrous. That was a round peg in a square hole. Wonderful to see Lucia honored, but just the wrong one. It's not a value-driven restaurant, and they would say that too. I don't think they want to be one of those.
I would also imagine it created disappointment for people who thought that they could get there and get in and out for a certain price, because that's the beauty of those places. I expect that when I go to a Paris. I don't expect in Dallas, Texas to go somewhere and be like, I can't eat affordably here. I felt the same way about Mat Haiba.
very much agreed.
I am very quiet because I am eating. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is a tall order to be eating incredible tacos while podcasting.
Yeah, so I think I would second that, Claire, and say, yes, I think we will see more recommended and more Bib Gourmand. My thing with the Bib Gourmand is, dear God, I hope they're actually affordable. Because that's what the frustration point was for, I think, probably the owners, but also diners.
Now's a good time to remind our listeners that we have but one Michelin-starred restaurant in the entire region of North Texas, and that would be Tatsu, the omakase restaurant in Deep Ellum, where you can go for $185 per person and have 18 to 20 courses of mostly raw fish. Fort Worth saw 0 Michelin-starred restaurants.
We saw 0 Michelin stars, but you have to remember that they paid just as much money to be part of Michelin's review process as Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and then especially Austin, which was 100% the darling of the Michelin Awards last year. For them to only get 3 nods for Fort Worth and then another one in Tarrant County and Arlington was kind of crazy to me, because I actually think of Fort Worth's food scene as exceptional.
Yeah, let's do better for Fort Worth this year.
You can read about all these things by visiting dallasnews.com/food. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, legendary Dallas chef Dean Fearing is getting candid with us and sharing why he didn't attend the 2024 Michelin ceremony.
Central Market is really into food. Like when we say cheese, it's in 12 languages into food. Butchers, bakers, and sushi roll makers into food. We're talking so obsessive about quality you can shop blindfolded into food. Central Market is really into food. If you are too, then let us turn your shopping list into a treasure map. Get inspired, get adventurous, or just get a chef-made dinner when you've got more taste buds than time. No place makes every meal more amazing like Central Market. Really into food. Shop now at centralmarket.com.
Welcome back. In just a minute, we're going to hear the tale of just why Dallas chef Dean Fearing missed last year's Michelin Award ceremony. But first, we have an ask for you. Please tell your friends about Eat Drink DFW. We'd love your help spreading the word about our podcast. Sarah Blaskovich had a sit down with Dean Fearing to hear the tale of just why he missed last year's Michelin Awards, and it's kind of silly.
As we run up to Michelin coverage in the Dallas Morning News, I am very excited to welcome a guest today, Chef Dean Fearing, who has been a chef in Dallas for many decades. Chef, tell me, how many years have you been a chef in Dallas specifically?
My first chef job was at Agnew's in 1981, and it was 45 years ago.
You know, a lot of us don't remember Dallas food without you, Chef Dean Fearing, being part of it, because after working at the Pyramid, a lot of people know you as the longtime chef for the Rosewood Mansion on Turtle Creek. Sure. And today you still are chef and owner of Fearing's at the Ritz-Carlton. Now, in your nearly 50 years as a chef, Michelin had never looked at Texas restaurants at all until it announced that there would be Texas's first Michelin guide in 2024. So we have now had one season of Michelin restaurants in Texas. What feelings do you have about Michelin being around for a year?
Well, I think it's great that Michelin is in Texas. I really do. I've always wanted it to happen. It took a long, long time as I saw chef friends of mine in cities that were already Michelin guide cities. So, there's always a little jealousy there, Sarah, that, I was like, come on, let's put it together. And then, thank goodness, Visit Dallas and Mark Thompson, vice president, he really put a big stamp on getting it here in Texas. And I love that.
Since Michelin has been here for at least a year now, secretly and anonymously critiquing our restaurants, have you noticed any changes in the Texas dining scene at large?
That's a very good question, and I think it's a tough question because I go out to eat. Wanda and I, my wife, we go out all the time. We join friends, and I think the awareness of Michelin is in our town. But I don't know if every restaurant is turned into what Michelin wants it to be. I don't see a lot of tasting menus in our Dallas restaurants as much as probably Michelin likes. I mean, it seems like they like all of the tasting menu restaurants.
Yeah, we are seeing some restaurants that never used to do that add a tasting menu. Maybe not tons, but more. Now, let me ask you something that somebody asked me yesterday. I recently spoke at the University Park Library, and we were talking about Fearing's. Somebody in the audience said, did Dean Fearing invent tortilla soup? Which I don't think so, but I know you made it iconic in Dallas and maybe in Texas, but did you invent tortilla soup?
Well, do you want to hear the quick story?
I do.
So, 1981, I am the executive sous chef of the mansion, and Christian Chemin was the executive chef, a Frenchman. We were standing in back of the kitchen on a Monday afternoon, and Mrs. Hunt comes in, Caroline Hunt, and she had this piece of paper in her hand. And she said, last night I ate at the Argyle Club in San Antonio, and I had this soup called tortilla soup. And I loved it so much, I asked the maitre d' to write the recipe down. She gave it to Christian, the chef, and he's looking at it, and I look over his shoulder, and it's this scribbled handwriting, the whole works. And she says, we are becoming an international hotel and restaurant now here in Dallas. And I think that we should have something local on the menu, because at that time, all of Dallas was French, and so was the mansion. It was totally French.
Yes.
I hadn't even thought about Southwest cuisine yet. And Mrs. Hunt left the kitchen. Christian hands me the piece of paper, and he says, I can't believe she's going to make me do a peasant soup on the menu. and I took the recipe, and a guy by the name of John Etchenfield, who was the morning sous chef, he and I deciphered that recipe, and it took us weeks to come up with what the tortilla soup is now. But I'll never forget, I'm coming into work, John calls me and says, I think I got it, because we kept messing with it and it wasn't to our taste yet. And then John put it together, and I came in and I tried a bowl of this, and that is the recipe. There's probably hundreds of ways to do tortilla soup, but This is our way of doing it.
I also want to ask you about last year's Michelin ceremony. Everybody last year was waiting for their invitation to go to the ceremony. And it was, I know there were a lot of chefs talking with one another. I was talking with some of them too, who would say, did you get an invitation? Or I did get an invitation. Well, I see you there. And Chef, you were not there that night. Why not?
Well, we kept waiting for the invitation, and the invitation never came to me. So Roy Yamaguchi in Hawaii was doing his food and wine festival, and I wasn't going to go if we got invited. I was a little bummed out. We hadn't heard from Michelin. So I told Roy, I'm coming over. Mike Matus, the chef of Fearing's, and I are on, literally because of the time difference, we're on the beach. All of a sudden, our phones are blowing up. And I answer the phone, and Wanda says, you just got announced at the Michelin. I said, what do you mean? We didn't get an invitation. And she goes, well, they just announced you for recognizing the restaurant. And I was like, you got to be kidding. And then Allison, who is Mike's wife, called the same thing and said, I'm watching it on TV right now. And then all of a sudden, our PR people called and said, look through your junk mail. And sure enough, Sarah, there it was.
Oh, no.
They only emailed me, and I never got it. But it wasn't bad being on a beach, I have need to tell you.
You got the award and you got a vacation all at the same time. Everybody else had to wear a tuxedo and the uncomfortable shoes and go into the ballroom. And you didn't have to do any of that. So it sounds like we should remember to check the junk folder in the weeks before the Michelin ceremony every year in case your invitation is hidden in there.
And believe me, I've been looking for it.
Good. Okay, I have one more question for you, Chef. In terms of a celebration, what is your ideal celebratory food? Something you would eat at home that says, this is a big night?
That's a tough one. I think I would make what I really love, and that is chicken cacciatore.
I love that dish.
And I love the flavor of it with the chicken cooking in with the sauce and then a great spaghetti with it. That is, here at our home, our big go-to when we really want to celebrate, open a great bottle of wine thing.
Yeah.
Chicken cacciatore.
That sounds delicious, Chef. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to talking to you again in the future, Chef Dean.
Me too.
And that's all the time we have for today. We want to hear from you. Send us your food thoughts and questions at eatdrink@dallasnews.com. Special thanks to our producer, Julie Fisk. For the news, I'm Anna Butler. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Eat, Drink, DFW from the Dallas Morning News is made possible by Central Market.